Welcome everyone, I'm Mr. Peterson, the principal of Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic School, and would like to introduce and welcome the Honorable Indira Naidoo Harris, who is the Minister of Status of Women and the Minister responsible for early years and childcare. Also, I'd like to introduce Samantha, our Ryerson Daycare Coordinator, as well as Marilyn Rodriguez-Wright, who's our Toronto Catholic District School Board Manager for Childcare, Senior Manager. And I'd like to call up Mr. Kevin Malcolm, Superintendent of Area 7, as well as our Early Years Superintendent. Welcome, Kevin.
And good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here at Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic School. I want to thank our principal, Ryan Peterson, Denise Farrell, and all of the staff and students at Our Lady of Lourdes for the warm welcome they have given to all of us this morning. I never tire of visiting our schools and seeing our educators, our childcare providers, and our students in action as they explore and learn together. We have seen firsthand the benefits that come from a seamless transition between early learning and care in the primary grades as our teachers collaborate with childcare workers and early childhood educators to plan and deliver programming for our students. These early years are critical to the development of skills and attitudes that will inspire their learning throughout their lives. And on behalf of everyone at Our Lady of Lourdes, as well as the Toronto Catholic District School Board, I thank the Honorable Indira Naidoo Harris for visiting our school and spending time with our staff and students. Minister Naidoo Harris was first elected as MPP for Halton in 2014, and prior to her current portfolio, she held positions in the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care. She currently serves as Minister of the Status of Women and Minister responsible for early years and childcare. Welcome, Minister. We look forward to hearing about the province's investment in early learning and care. A very warm welcome to you this morning to Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic School.
Good morning, everyone. Visiting that grade 1 class this morning was an absolute reminder of how lucky I am, really. I love my job, and it was so wonderful to be up there with those young people. So I can't tell you how pleased I am to be here with you all today. And I want to start out by, of course, thanking you for joining us, but a special thank you, of course, to the staff and the students here at Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic School for hosting us. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a... I've got allergies, and they're cropping up on me, so excuse me. I want to begin by acknowledging that we are standing on the traditional territory of many Indigenous peoples dating back countless generations, and I want to show my respect for their contributions. Today, I'm going to talk to you about some of the exciting things we're doing to help Ontario children and families. I want you to know that it is our top priority to support families and make investments that will improve everyone's daily lives and strengthen our economy and our province. No question, our province is stronger when Ontario families are able to reach their full potential and succeed. And it's just that simple. That's why we've enhanced OSAP and introduced free tuition for about 1/3 of all full-time college and university students. And that's why we've created OHIP Plus, making prescription medications free for all children and youth. And that's why we've introduced the Fair Workplaces, Better Jobs Act, which includes raising the minimum wage. And of course, that's why we're committed to providing 100,000 more children with access to quality licensed childcare, and we're expanding our early years and childcare system and supports. Because when our children succeed, we all succeed. As any parent will tell you, they have one of the best jobs in the world. But they'll also tell you that it can be an extremely demanding job. Some days it can be tough to navigate through the challenges of raising a child in a fast-paced, demanding world, because the reality is the workday for a parent doesn't always begin and end with the ring of a school bell. And I know all of you know that. We also know that a child's early years are vital, as the principal said, in creating a solid foundation for their lives. For all of these reasons and more, We know that many parents and children need before and after school care they can count on. They need that support. And that's why I'm here today. I'm pleased to tell you about an important milestone we've reached in the transformation of our early years and childcare system. This year, for the first time, school boards are required to provide before and after school programs for kids aged up to 12 years of age in all publicly funded elementary schools where there is sufficient demand. It's an important initiative, and it's an initiative I'm proud of. Why take this step? Because we know families need this support, and it's absolutely the right thing to do. This follows a successful approach that we've taken before with before and after school care for children aged 4 and 5 years old when full-day kindergarten was first introduced. That rollout was a huge success and the biggest transformation in our education system in a generation. And that's something we all saw happen. We were all here and saw it happen. Since the introduction of FDK, childcare spaces of 4 and 5-year-olds in publicly funded schools have quadrupled. Quadrupled. Think about that. Since the introduction of FDK, childcare spaces for 4 and 5-year-olds in publicly funded schools have quadrupled. In fact, we've gone from 15,000 spaces in the 2010-11 year to almost 80,000 spaces in the 2016-17 year for 4 and 5-year-olds. Just think about it. I mean, I love the number. Those are so many kids and so many families and so many Ontarians that are absolutely benefiting from the supports that are being provided to those young people. And all of us are benefiting from that, not just those families. It's quite an accomplishment and one that I said we're proud of. But the new step in this expansion that I'm here to talk to you about today means that students from JK, so from those 4 and 5-year-olds, all the way up to grade 6, all the way up to those 12-year-olds, will now be able to benefit from a full continuum of learning and care. Seamless childcare, all in the same area and space. These before and after school programs for 4 to 12-year-olds may be directly operated by a school board, as all of you know, delivered by a licensed child care center, or in the case of 6 to 12-year-olds, an after-school authorized rec program. We know the new regulations are making a big difference in the lives of students and families. We know this because the numbers prove it. In fact, just since the last school year, we've seen an increase of almost 10,000 more licensed spaces for kids aged 6 to 12 in schools. So just in the last year, 10,000 more young people are being able to access this, 6 to 12 years old. It's tremendous growth in just 1 year. And when we include the 4 and 5-year-olds now, that number jumps. That number jumps to 16,000 spaces. So 16,000 more children are using before and after school care in schools. These are exciting numbers, and they show us that we're on the right track. Remember, this is something we just really started expanding in September. So I'm pleased to report today that 83% of all Ontario's public elementary schools now have before and after school programs in place. We started this initiative in September. We asked school boards to provide this service where there was sufficient demand, and the pickup has been tremendous. 83% of the schools in this province are delivering before and after school care for young people aged 4 to 12 years old. And that number is absolutely expected to rise. And I want to tell you that in some areas, that number is even higher. I think it's fantastic news. It shows tremendous growth in supports for kids. It's a step forward toward giving Ontario families the quality care they want during the hours they need it. But as you know, this is about so much more. It's about so much more than just the numbers. It's an important step for our province. It's an important step for families. It's an important step for our children. And ultimately, in the end, it's an important step for our communities, because when those supports are there, when those supports are built in a natural, seamless way, families can really conduct their lives trouble-free and stress-free. And that's what we're working to do, trying to make life easier for everyone. Working parents rely on this kind of care at the beginning and the end of their day, and I'm proud that we are able to provide it. You know, when my children were going to school, this kind of care wasn't always accessible. So for me, just thinking about being able to go to your local neighborhood school and being able to access before and after school care, if you need it, is fantastic. It's part of our long-term plan, of course, to create 100,000 more spaces and transform the way we're delivering early years and childcare programs in the province. I'm confident that together we are building a system that gives all children the best possible start in life, and I'm confident that this system will put our young people on a firm path to lifelong success. So thank you, both of you, for having me, all of you for having me here today. I'm now very ready to take any questions that there may be.
So is the province's goal 100%? Is that feasible?
So the province's goal is to be able to provide before and after school care where there is sufficient demand. So to be able to provide it wherever parents feel they would like to have it. And so, yes, absolutely, in some ridings, or in some areas, I should say, that's 100%. We've had 100% pickup. In other areas, the demand hasn't been so great, and so, you know, perhaps not so much, but 83% of the schools are already delivering it, and I think that number's going to rise. I'm confident that number's going to rise.
Are there any areas that are particularly struggling? I know the Star wrote about an area in East York where parents say there aren't any spaces available, despite there being money. Are there any?
You mean in terms of before and after school care? Not that I am aware of. My understanding is that where families are saying that they would like before and after school care to be provided by their local schools, so essentially where there is sufficient demand, we're providing it. School boards are required to work with their local system managers to provide those spaces. Yeah.
And you did mention the tremendous growth in 1 year, so it's 83% now. Do you know what the percentage was last year?
Oh, I can certainly get that number for you, no problem. Yeah. But what I can tell you is just in terms of the year, the numbers have increased, right? 16,000 more young people are accessing before and after school care than before in those in the ages from 4 to 12. But it's early days. We're still in September, so we will likely be getting more accurate numbers as we move into the school term.
Have there been any issues with staffing?
Not that I'm aware of. No. This seems to have been, you know, this is an exciting time. It's an exciting time, I think, for families in Ontario, and it's an exciting time for children in Ontario. We're doing everything we can to really ensure that we're delivering the supports that families need. When it comes to full, you know, childcare spaces, 100,000 of those we're expanding as quickly as we can in that space. But we also understand that before and after school care is really important to families too. And so this initiative, I think, is an extremely important one because it really creates that continuum of support throughout the day. You know, having childcare during certain times of the day is important, but being able to really cover those hours for families is key, and that's what we're doing. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for having us. Thanks for hosting us here at the school. It's been wonderful.